81% of the nation's corn crop now in the bin. And with fall harvest nearing the finish line, many producers are now looking to plan ahead for land lease discussions for the coming year. George Baird with the American Society of Farm Managers and Rural Appraisers joins us now with the latest from his region. George, always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us. So, as harvest, you bet. Harvest, of course, coming to an end, right? Especially in the South. How are producers feeling with the final results? What are you hearing?
You know, most producers are really looking at their crop was really good. However, the low prices and high input costs really taking a toll on profit margins this year. So a lot of guys are having to take a hard look at their operations.
So when we look at the future right now, as far as land, how is this all impacting lease discussions for this coming year?
Yeah, you know, producers are taking a look at all of their operations kind of piece by piece or farm lease by farm lease. Just this week alone, I've heard of 2 or 3 different leases coming up for renewal that producers weren't going to renew. Maybe it was a property that was marginal, it didn't have good drainage, or it was, several miles away, 30 or 40 miles away from their home quarters, and they just don't feel like they can do a good job continuing to lease that property. So it's creating a lot of stress for some landowners, but it's also creating some opportunity for producers looking to expand acres as well.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, other opportunities, when we look at some volatility and a lot of producers feeling this, opportunities in land, what do you see?
Yeah, I think we're going to see opportunity for landowners to work with good producers, maybe look at some alternative lease structures that create a win-win for both parties, look at opportunities to develop their land that maybe they can attract the better producers into the property, you know, drainage, irrigation, you know, any of those kind of things are what go into an operator's mind when making decisions. And that's where a professional farm manager can step in and help landowners if they need to help with those making those decisions.
So making sure that this land is available and everything that a producer would need to produce. Other advice for producers out there who are looking to lease?
You know, it's amazing to me. Sometimes you talk to operators who don't have a full grasp of every bit of their cost structure. So really understanding their cost structure, understanding the profit margin available, and coming up with a win-win solution to work with operators is key. And being able to explain that to landowners, how we can all work together to make sure we get through this volatility over the next 2-3+ years that we're all facing.
George, great advice. And of course, you know, this is something that a producer or farmer can't do on their own. Need guys like you. Where can you be reached?
Yeah, I can be reached at gbaird@landmarkag.net. And you can also go to our American Society of Farm Managers and Rural Appraisers website, ASFMRA.org, and reach out to a land expert in your area.
Great stuff as always, George. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate you being here. George Baird with the American Society of Farm Managers and Rural Appraisers.